I was surprised at the result of the Drew McIntyre Damian Priest match. Although, as news comes out, there are rumors anyway that Drew McIntyre may be taking time off from WWE, which is a bummer, you know? I mean, it would make sense because the match, I thought it was going to be Drew's match and that Drew would then move forward. But the match ended with a concerto pretty definitively and Damian Priest leaving the cage through the door, which I don't know if you guys realized that was the finish of the match, but you must have been watching on mute if you didn't realize it, because Jesse the Body Ventura wanted to make sure that everybody knew that he walked through the door. First of all, I love that Jesse Ventura is back. I love the level of commitment that he puts into this. I love that he doesn't sound like he's lost in a field somewhere. Now, he did not know that Michael Cole competed at WrestleMania. He thought Pat was the last commentator or was the only other commentator that competed at WrestleMania. He did not know that Michael Cole is undefeated, but at WrestleMania, because Michael Cole has lost to John Cena. But regardless, he knows enough. He doesn't know that we stopped talking over the ring announcer in like 1995. There was a time when they talked over the ring announcer. And shout out to Howard Finkel, who opens this podcast, by the way. But there was, when Howard Finkel was the ring announcer, a lot of times they did just talk right over him, which is a shame. But I mean, I feel like it must have been sometime in the 90s when they stopped talking over the ring announcer. Jesse Ventura wasn't in the WWE in the 90s, so maybe nobody told him we don't talk over the ring announcer anymore, but he insisted upon it. And then he insisted on going like, we understand that we're selling the fact that Drew McIntyre is just got his brain scrambled by 2 chairs, and that's only 2 weeks after he got his head slammed on the concrete. But screw all that. Who leaves the cage through the door? It's like, by the way, leaving the cage through the door, baby faces have won WWE cage matches by leaving through the door. I mean, for 20 plus years, it's been well established. It really wasn't as much a thing. It certainly wasn't a thing in the territories. I don't even know if those cages had doors, but even in the blue cage days, it wasn't that much of a thing. In the late 80s and the early 90s, you climbed over the cage. That was always the spectacle of it all. You know, but it's been very well established that you can leave the cage through the door. Many people have won cage matches by going through the door. But I mean, Ventura would not stop. I'm sitting there going like, he's going to turn Damian Priest heel. Because unfortunately, he's making so much sense that he's going like, that's right. He was kind of cowardly. He's making so much sense and he won't let it go. And he's so damn entertaining about it that I'm listening to it going, if he doesn't stop, I'm going to start booing Damian Priest. People are going to start booing this guy because he concertoed Drew McIntyre and then left through the door, and then the governor called him a coward. And he wouldn't stop. It really was funny. I think if Drew McIntyre really is leaving, and honestly, if the match is going to end like that, I hope that Drew McIntyre is leaving. I hope it's not for anything serious. I hope that there's nothing medically wrong with him. Maybe there is. Maybe he's going to get better. I don't know. But I mean, in terms of storyline, what we can't have continue to happen with Drew McIntyre is win a big match, lose a big match. Win a big match, lose a big match. Because he's not getting to that finish line, right? He's being used as the guy to get other people to that finish line. He got CM Punk. Helped get CM Punk. CM Punk got himself there as well, but he helped get CM Punk to that finish line. Now he's getting Damian Priest to this other spot. He helped get Jey Uso to this other spot. Like, if you keep helping, eventually no one's going to be there to help you. And I think that Drew has earned enough that people want him in that top spot. I hope that he does leave on his own volition. I hope that everything's good with him and his family and everything. But narratively speaking, I think it could be a good thing for Drew to get a bit of a refresh, take a breath, go away for a bit. Because when Drew comes back, if it's any more than, let's say he's gone for 6 months. If Drew McIntyre is off WWE television for 6 months, he's got to come back as a babyface. I mean, if Drew McIntyre is off television, the work that he has done, the credibility that he has built up, all of 2024, building that storyline with CM Punk, coming out of that storyline and starting the thing with the bloodline. Not really getting any sort of closure on that, but then starting this thing with Damian Priest and putting all the pieces together, making it make sense, making it seem like this Damian Priest story is a year old itself. Even showing up on SmackDown last week or 2 weeks ago at this point and cutting that 5-minute promo, making this cage match. And you sold everybody. You know, I do hope he's back before the end of the year because I want to see him in a match with John Cena, but maybe it won't happen because by the time he gets back, John Cena may be a babyface. And I don't think there's any way. I mean, you could. Drew McIntyre could come back as a heel, but in my mind, he's a total babyface when he comes back, and he doesn't have to change anything. I don't really think he's got to change anything about who his character is in order for him to be a good guy when he comes back. But mark my words, he's a good guy when he comes back. If you do this the right way, I mean, nobody puts the work in that Drew puts in. Nobody cares the way Drew cares. Drew eats, sleeps, and breathes this wrestling thing. I truly believe that Drew is the guy that if you play this the right way, that if he were to go away right now for months, when he comes back, it could be Triple H at the Garden. If he's really going through some kind of medical thing and you can chronicle that journey a little bit on his road to coming back, I mean, you could build this guy up into the biggest babyface since Cody Rhodes. It'd be massive. You could finally get him back to where he was in 2020. The Royal Rumble 2020, Drew McIntyre was the biggest babyface in the company, and he was on his way to almost being that Cody Rhodes babyface who was just universally beloved. People wanted him to win that Rumble. People wanted him to beat Brock Lesnar, and then boom, pandemic, and we never got back there. We can get back there now. With the work that Drew has done as a heel, I mean, it's right there. It's there for the taking, in my opinion. But, I mean, we'll see. As much as I love when he's on my television set, I think that long-term, really good things can happen for Drew McIntyre. And he can come back and just go straight for the championship. Because it's time. It's time for Drew to be in that position of, no, I'm going to take the title. Who knows? Maybe what you do is you have Seth eventually beat Jay. And Seth, maybe, you know, what if the main event of WrestleMania next year is Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title? What if it is Seth Rollins, and you can tie it back? Oh, God. What if Drew is gone until January? What if, and even if he's not scheduled to be gone until January, keep him gone until January. What if he comes back with don't give me any speculation. Don't give me beautiful day vignettes. Don't give me anything. Put him in the Royal Rumble as a surprise. Have him win the Royal Rumble. And he calls out Seth freaking Rollins. And he calls out Seth Rollins, number one, because Seth is a coward. Number two, because Seth is a liar. And number three, because all of his problems with the bloodline come right back to that weasel in Seth Rollins' corner, Paul Heyman. And Drew being the same guy that tells the truth. Drew being the same guy that works from a point of pure history. Says, I went through all these bloodline guys, but the one that I didn't go through was you, wise man. And now, I'm not going to put my hands on you. I'm going to do the worst thing that you can imagine. I'm going to ruin your plan. Because if I take the world title from Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, you left Roman Reigns for nothing. And I'm going to make sure that happens. And we get to WrestleMania with Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. I probably shouldn't have said it out loud because now I want to see it. But this is where we're at. Now I want to see it.